is so amazing because, I mean, when you look at it, and it's like, it's exquisite in every sort of film. I mean, from every dress, the eyeliner, the makeup, it's just so beautiful.
The production design is really important to me because I figure when you have a low-budget film, you know, this is what you put a lot of attention into what you're looking at. I figure there's two things in a movie. That you're looking at something, you're listening to something. So I like to put a lot of attention into the music and into the recording of the dialogue and into the sets. Because what do you have? You have a person and they're against a background, or you have people and they're moving. You just have very few elements you're working with, right? You have a camera capturing people talking or moving or things happening, right? And then there's a background. So people don't pay a lot of attention to the background.
When I was looking at it, I was looking at films like from the 60s and 70s, like the Mephisto Waltz, those sort of like exploitation movies.
And actually, I've never seen a lot of the movies that people are saying that this is a slavish imitation of. So, but I think that whoever made the Mephisto Waltz or you know, Mario Bava or some of those directors, they were looking at the same films I'm looking at that were the Technicolor films of the 50s and 60s, and they were studying those in order to get their look. So it's more like those films were inspired by the same films that inspired me. I was trying to make The Love Witch as a contemporary movie, and obviously people they think it's a period movie because it's the way it's shot on film and the makeup and the lighting and even the dialogue and everything. I think I've watched so many of those movies that I really, just the plots, the kind of plots they would have, or the kinds of way that people speak to one another is more formal.
35 millimeter, I mean, you know,
it's not just the film, it's the light. It's really the lighting that's so different. Because there are other people that shoot on film still, a lot of people, and you wouldn't know it necessarily because they light it in a more contemporary way. They have very, very fast speed film stocks, and they don't need much light, and they don't light them a lot. But we were flooding the studios with light.
My most visual reference for it was Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, because I think that actually had,
well, you know,
had the template for it, I felt.
Just the hair and makeup, I would say. That's
really?
The only similar thing, really, to Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, was the hair and makeup. And that is similar, because it's a similar period, it's late 60s, hair and makeup. But
so people like me are actually just using the easy option by saying it's like this, it's like this.
There's a kind of emulation of lower budget movies, of bigger budget Technicolor kind of Hollywood movies. They don't quite have the budget to actually make it look like the big movies, and that's exactly what my film looks like. So do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Like the Italian Giallo movies or Russ Meyer, they had the aspirations to make like a big Hollywood style movie, Technicolor movie, but they didn't really have the money, but it was the same aesthetic. So that's the similarity, what you're saying. You're saying something that is a lower budget version of those movies from the 60s.
Let's talk about Samantha Robinson, because what a find she is. I mean, she is just amazing throughout.
They used to be, you know, make stars out of actresses. They used to take just a pretty young girl and they would make her into a star. She'd get the dancing lessons and the elocution lessons, and she would learn how to carry herself like a queen. And so I took Samantha Robinson, I did that with her. I took a beautiful young girl who lots of talent, nice diction, good speaking voice, good posture, and I took her and I kind of made her into a star.
Did you watch any late 60s sort of like horror exploitation for any ideas?
I watched some Hammer films, you know. I love the movie Horror Hotel, that's early 60s.
Right.
And I love Burn Witch Burn. I mean, Bell Book and Candle was actually even more of an influence than all of those Hollywood films, those noir films really, they're all about female glamour being bewitching. And so Love Witch is about how bewitching the female is and how that kind of destroys men. And that's just really, that's all classic Hollywood all the way.
How long did it take you to do it? Was it years of film? And when were you actually...
No, I filmed it in 8 weeks. Right. It was pre-production that took forever. Because it looked literally, the Renaissance costumes, you said, you know, that scene, those costumes took me a full year.
Well, you got your friends doing it.
No, I didn't. I sewed every hem, you know, every...
Oh my God, it's just staggering.
It's just so much, it was so much work. You know, but this was during the time that I was ill, and I couldn't actually do anything else at the time. I couldn't move very much, and I could go, even made me nauseous to go to the ironing board. So I had to plan my time, like sitting and doing it. This machine didn't make me ill, but standing up made me sick. So I had to limit my time cutting or ironing. It was really hard, but I thought, well, what else am I going to do at this? I want to progress on making my film, so I'm going to do what I can.
Is there an anti-female thing here as well? Did you find that while you were making this?
I didn't have that problem in pre-production. I have that problem a little bit with some of the press and some of the audience. And I don't think that's because I'm a woman. as much as, because the script was written by women and it was directed by women, it has a quality to it that is not necessarily what a man would do, and that it's this alien a little bit for a lot of men, to have like a female lead character and then she's glamorous. That's already silly for some people. It's been like, what, it's been like 40, 50 years since we've had like an actual femme fatale on the screen that wasn't just like, I mean, it's not like Fatal Attraction where she's not,
no, sure.
that's not a glamorous character. But we've had a glamorous femme fatale on the screen. It was before that.
Oh, Kathleen Turner in Body Heat and all these sort of things, surely.
But well, how long ago was that?
Yeah, no, actually, you're right. That's 25 years at least, isn't it?
I was actually trying to make a modern movie, and this is so sad because I really can't, I guess. You know? It's as to tell audiences, this is as modern as I get. You know, this is it.